Hi there, welcome back to Being Your Ray. I was just watching this video called You Have Access to a Bank That is the Source of Infinite Abundance by Deepak Chopra. The channel name is The Chopra Well. Please go ahead and watch that video, it will solve most of your problems. But I'm going to share one line of it that has given me so much of relief. As usual, anything that inspires me or changes my perspective, I'm going to come up over here and share it all. So, here's the line. So, Deepak Chopra is trying to talk about how to build money by going internally. He's promoting this book. The name of his book is Abundance. And it is like a guide and like, what's the thing? The Inner Path to Wealth. Yeah, The Inner Path to Wealth is the name of the book. And I was very intrigued by it. I'm also going to read everything that it contains after this recording. But yeah, basically, he tries to show how you can create divine wealth or do it the right way, spiritual way, something I had mentioned in the previous episodes as well. Here's how he brings that concept by saying that all you have to know is your values and the values of people that you want to engage with. Then you just need to exchange those values, which becomes which leads to creation of money. Let me explain again. Your values, you need to know your top values, all right? And the values of people you want to engage with, then exchange that value. That leads to the creation of money because money at the end is just value exchange. Now, for me, for example, my top values are consciousness, creativity, and community. Now, let me explain that further. It is everywhere. These three values that I keep talking about, keep sharing about, I'm obsessed about. So, consciousness for me means raising your level of awareness with every single day, getting closer to who you are, what your strengths are, what your talents are, what you can bring to the world. And you can raise your consciousness through meditation, through scripture reading. These are the two main sources for me by which I'm able to increase my consciousness, levels of my consciousness. You can also include anything related to self reflection as well. So journaling can also be included into this. So any self reflection practice, meditation is a must for that consciousness thing to evolve. And the third is scripture or any spiritual content that helps me grow wisdom wise and understand spiritual concepts better. So these are the three things I do for my consciousness. All right. So consciousness हो गया. उसके बाद there is creativity. So creativity I feel comes after you have established your center, you have worked on your state of being. Your state of being and your center is established after you have worked on your consciousness. So, from a higher state of consciousness, which is balanced, which is energetic, which is joyous, वहाँ से you are able to create something. And that I will term as your creative expression. Now, for me, that could be writing, that could be recording these podcasts, that could be dancing, anything that comes from my state of peace, love, excitement, energy, all of that leads to creativity. All right. So, which is why I firstly mentioned consciousness because unless you are in that क्या बोलते हैं radar of consciousness या फिर in that feeling, unless you're not feeling it and your mind is not calm enough and your energies are not in a flow, तब तक creativity आना थोड़ा मुश्किल है is how I मेरा थोड़ा बहुत जो knowledge है that is what it an experience. उसके हिसाब से दिस इज़ व्हाट आई हैव फेल्ट. सो आई कीप कॉन्शियसनेस एट द सेंटर. आई वर्क ऑन माय स्टेट ऑफ बीइंग, and once I've worked on that state of being, I can move on to creating. So now that becomes a form of self expression and leads to my unique form of creativity. And yeah, so now the creativity part is sorted, right? Now, my third value is community. I want to be able to serve people through my creativity. So you'll see how all of these things are interlinked. And now that I have been able to create something, I want to share it with people. I want to connect with people. I want to solve problems for them that I have solved for myself, or that can be solved through my creativity, or yeah, inspire them through my creativity. Anything, but मेरे creativity से मैं किसी और की life में change ला सकूं. that that is the whole community aspect of it. So I want to be able to serve a community that is in line with my values. So my top 3 values are consciousness, creativity, community. These are my values. I want to be able to engage with people who have these values, who have similar values. उनको भी यही चाहिए लाइफ से, वो भी यही चाहते हैं, and that is what they can relate to, that is what they have been through, or it sparks something within them. So yeah, those are the values of those people. And now I just want to have an exchange that can lead to creation of money. So now this is the thing in my head that is sorted कि मुझे अपने values समझने हैं, मुझे सामने वाले के values समझने हैं. There, if there is some kind of alignment in that, and then we can exchange values which can lead to creation of money. Now I'll tell you why this changed my perspective and brought me so much comfort is because पहले I was stressing so much about how will I create abundance for myself doing the things I love. क्योंकि मुझे हमेशा मैंने आसपास जिन लोगों को देखा था और लाइक ज़्यादातर जो होता है was very different from what I wanted to do. So I was always confused कि मैं क्या करूँ? तो मैं हमेशा जो नॉर्मल रिसोर्सेज रहते थे जिससे लोग पैसे कमाते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी आई एम डूइंग समवॉट ऑफ अ क्रिएटर वाला जॉब, इफ आई कैन पुट इट इन वर्ल्डली टर्म्स. In that, people usually earn mostly through sponsorships. I'm just excited तो वो ऐसे ही है. I'm not illiterate guys, but हाँ, sponsorships के थ्रू कमाते हैं या फिर ads के थ्रू कमाते हैं या affiliate links हो गया या फिर community memberships हो गए. ऐसे सब काफ़ी सारी हज़ार चीज़ें हैं. Now, I don't feel aligned with brand sponsorships and ads because that is not something I like consuming as well. Like, unless it is something really close to me, if there's a brand that is like that has genuinely changed my life और मुझे उसके लिए पैसे भी नहीं मिल रहे होगा ना तो भी मैं प्रमोट करूँगी वैसी वाली चीज़ है. तो I'll talk about it. Like this book by Deepak Chopra. He is not paying me anything to talk about it, but I have seen the video and I already know this is going to add so much value to people that I want to talk about it. I want to share it. So I feel ब्रांड्स इन अ वे गिव वो जो भी रहता है स्क्रिप्ट रहता है वो तुमको फॉलो करना पड़ता है फिर आई फील वो उससे तुम्हारी क्रिएटिविटी रेस्ट्रिक्ट हो जाती है सो आई वॉज नॉट एबल टू फील इन लाइन विथ एनी फॉर्म्स ऑफ वेल्थ क्रिएशन दैट वर अवेलेबल इन द मार्केट इन द वर्ल्डली टर्म्स. तो मुझे हमेशा मैं खुद को ऐसे ब्रैकेट करती रहती थी कि these are the ways that I can do it, these are the options that I don't have. And there was always this kind of restriction between earning money happily or doing it forcefully. तो वो मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम था. बट नाउ आई फील लाइक आई वॉज only thinking of money in the terms of people who don't have similar values for like me, similar values like me. Like for example, if someone is not rooted in consciousness, creativity, community, ये सारी चीज़ें उनकी values नहीं है या फिर it is something very different, if they are not functioning from that place, then it will be very difficult for me to charge anything from them, because they don't share the same value, or I will not be able to provide the kind of value they are looking for. Like, for example, if someone is very goal driven and very materialistic, and the sorry for a lack of better word, but AI में उनका बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट है, ठीक है? They will obviously not pay for something I am going to create, because वो उनका वैल्यू मैच हो ही नहीं रहा है. So I don't have to focus on that. I have to focus on people who have similar values, who understand the importance of what I create and how much change it can bring to their life or has brought to their life, and think about them. पर मैं ये पूरा टाइम सिर्फ ये सोच के चल रही थी कि मार्केट में ये चलता है, लोग ऐसे करते हैं, एंड most people will pay for something related to this but not related to creative expression वाला जो मुझे करनी है चीज़ें, तो मैं कैसे खुद को restrict कर करके force करके I'll find a way out for myself. तो वो बहुत ऐसे स्कैर्ड एंड वैसा वाला एनर्जी था मेरा. बट नाउ दैट आई कम अक्रॉस दिस, आई फील वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट इन द फैक्ट कि when I'm working on my consciousness and my creativity, I will be able to generate something really valuable for my community, who also shares those values and understands it and would want to incorporate that in their life. So instead of looking it as money, I'm just looking it as an exchange of similar values and how much positivity and happiness it can bring to someone's life. So yeah, I don't know how much sense I've been able to make throughout this, but if at all you find it interesting, please go ahead and check Deepak Chopra's work. I'm sure you'll love it, and it has blown my mind away. I might create a different video on this in the future when hopefully able to make these things happen. But yeah, I feel so much better. I don't have any as a second thoughts about the direction that I'm going. And of course, I'm still a work in progress. So आगे पीछे होता रहेगा, and there will be all sorts of things. But yeah, at least now I have a better understanding of it from someone who is doing something I aspire to do or I see myself doing. तो उनके पास से सुनना is like a lot more comforting for me. So yeah, I hope I'm able to do the same for you. And even you might be in a situation like mine. And I just hope that I can bring that level of inspiration, light, abundance in your life the way Deepak Chopra has brought into mine. And abundance is not just about money, it's about, yeah, your self esteem, your relationships, all of those. So, yeah, anyway, that's it for today. कुछ बताना था क्या मुझे और? अब याद नहीं आ रहा. Yeah, I also wanted to add like a little note. If I ever say things that are, क्या बोलते हैं? कभी-कभार ऐसा हो जाता है ना कि यू से समथिंग एंड देन बाद में तुम कुछ और बोलने लग जाते हो. तो इट इज़ बिकॉज़ आई एम डीलिंग विद 2 पर्सनैलिटीज़ राइट नाउ. One of my personality is stuck in my past patterns and material world, and one of the personality wants to grow, evolve, have the best and be abundant in every area. तो वो ऐसे खिंचाव रहता है, तो दोनों साइड से ऐसे-ऐसे होते रहता है, एंड देयर आर टाइम्स व्हेन माय फियरफुल साइड एंड माय मटीरियलिस्टिक साइड विल आल्सो शो अप, बिकॉज़ मैं इतना टाइम से मुझे आदत हो गई है वैसे सोचने और करने की, और अभी मैं कुछ नया कर रही हूँ तो इट विल टेक टाइम. सो यार, डोंट फील लाइक I am being उसको क्या बोलते हैं, hypocritical or something like that. I am just trying to learn at my own pace, and I will be there. Everything that I strongly believe in, I have to keep fighting with my own thoughts. So just try to look at it from that sense, and you will be able to understand it better. And I only keep my thoughts raw and open because I know someone out there is feeling exactly this way. So I don't want to edit things out and be like, no, everything's perfect. And, once you turn to spirituality, it's all amazing. The life changes in a minute because it is a conscious choice every single second to choose this, to work with your thoughts, to not fall back, and that requires immense amount of patience and courage. So yeah, forgive me if I make any mistakes and if it feels like I'm all over the place, because there are days when that happens. But I also want you to know, for the most part, I'm always hopeful and excited about my present and what is coming and where I'm heading to. So yeah, that's all that I wanted to add into this little note from my side. I think that's all. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.